What if I told you that the most powerful weapon in Demon Slayer isn't a sword? It's breathing. Not magic, not bloodlines, not some random power-up. Breathing. So what do breathing styles actually mean in Demon Slayer? Are they just flashy sword effects? Or is there something much deeper going on? Today, we're breaking down the full meaning behind breathing styles in Demon Slayer. How they work, what they symbolize, and why they matter so much to the story. First, some quick context. In Demon Slayer, or Kimetsu no Yaiba, humanity is nearly powerless against demons. Demons regenerate. They have supernatural strength. Some can manipulate space, sound, or even dreams. So how do ordinary humans fight back? Through total concentration breathing. This technique allows demon slayers to control their oxygen intake, blood flow, and muscle performance at an extreme level. It pushes the human body to its absolute peak. But here's the key. Breathing styles are not magic spells. They are physical sword techniques enhanced by breathing control. The water, fire, thunder, and mist you see. Those are visual representations. They symbolize the feeling and flow of the attack. They are not literal elemental powers, and that distinction changes everything. Let's break it down. At the core of every breathing style is one fundamental system: sun breathing. Sun breathing is the original form. Every other style branches off from it: water, flame, thunder, wind, stone, and beyond. Each style adapts to a swordsman's personality and body type. Water breathing flows smoothly. It emphasizes adaptability and defense. That fits someone like Giyu, calm, steady, emotionally controlled. Flame breathing is explosive and direct. It reflects passion and conviction. That mirrors Rengoku perfectly, unwavering, bright, intense. Thunder breathing focuses on speed and precision. It's about explosive bursts of movement. Zenitsu may seem cowardly, but when he acts instantly. These styles aren't random. They are extensions of character identity. Now let's talk about what breathing really represents on a thematic level. Breathing is life. Demons don't breathe. They don't need oxygen. They don't get tired. They don't have the same human limits. Breathing styles represent humanity's refusal to give up. Instead of becoming monsters, demon slayers sharpen their humanity to its highest level. They don't transform into something else. They perfect what they already are. That's powerful symbolism. There's also a strong connection to real-world Japanese martial arts. Total concentration breathing mirrors controlled breathing techniques used in kendo and traditional swordsmanship. In Japanese culture, breath control is tied to focus, spirit, and presence. The concept of kokyu, meaning breath, is linked to rhythm, timing, and inner energy. Demon Slayer takes that cultural foundation and exaggerates it into something cinematic. But the roots are real. Now let's go deeper into the power system itself. Total concentration breathing increases oxygen intake, which enhances muscle efficiency and reaction speed. It stabilizes heart rate under stress. This explains how slayers can move at superhuman speeds without actually being supernatural. Then we get total concentration constant, maintaining that breathing state 24/7. That's a game changer. It permanently elevates the body's baseline strength. That's why the Hashira operate on an entirely different level. But here's something subtle. Breathing styles are taught forms. They are structured, but the strongest users eventually modify them. Tanjiro doesn't just copy water breathing, he adapts it. Later, he reconnects to sun breathing through inherited memory and instinct. That tells us something important. True strength in Demon Slayer isn't imitation. It's integration. Now let's talk about the visual effects. because this is where a lot of fans get confused. The anime, animated by Ufotable, makes the elements look real. The water splashes, the flames roar, the thunder cracks across the screen. But canonically, other characters don't actually see those elements. They see sword strikes. The elements are stylistic representations. So why animate them that way? Because each element externalizes internal rhythm. Water represents fluid motion. Flame represents burning spirit. Thunder represents compressed energy released instantly. Mist represents obscurity and disorientation. These visuals aren't just cool. They are emotional translations of fighting styles. That's high-level storytelling. Now let's get into hidden details and symbolism. Sun breathing being the original form is not random. In Japanese folklore, the sun is sacred. Amaterasu, the sun goddess, represents life and order. Demons, on the other hand, are destroyed by sunlight. So the original breathing style channels the very force that demons cannot survive. That's poetic symmetry. Also notice this. Breathing styles are inherited through mentorship. They are passed down. This mirrors generational memory, something Demon Slayer emphasizes constantly. Pain passes down. Trauma passes down. But so does strength. So does knowledge. Breathing styles symbolize legacy. There's also subtle foreshadowing in how different characters struggle with breathing early on. Tanjiro nearly dies during his mountain training because he can't regulate his oxygen properly. Inosuke, who grew up in the wild, naturally uses beast breathing, a derivative he created himself. Zenitsu masters only one form of thunder breathing, but perfects it to extreme levels. Each character's relationship to breathing mirrors their emotional state. Controlled breath equals controlled fear. Unsteady breath equals panic. This connects directly to real-world psychology. When we panic, our breathing becomes shallow. When we focus, it becomes steady. Demon Slayer turns emotional regulation into combat ability. That's brilliant design. Now let's move into a grounded theory. As the story progresses, breathing becomes less about physical enhancement and more about spiritual alignment. The Demon Slayer mark appears in those who push their breathing beyond human limits. This suggests breathing is tied not only to oxygen, but to life force, not in a mystical chakra way, but in a metaphorical sense. Those who synchronize completely with their breathing synchronize with their purpose. The strongest fighters aren't just physically trained, they are mentally resolved. That's why doubt weakens performance. That's why clarity strengthens it. The series quietly argues that inner alignment creates outer power. So why does all this matter? Because breathing styles are the backbone of Demon Slayer's philosophy. They reinforce the idea that humans, though fragile, can surpass monsters through discipline and heart. They highlight individuality. They connect characters to mentors and ancestors. They reflect emotional states. And they ground the power system in something relatable. Breath. Every viewer understands breathing. It's constant. It's automatic. But when you control it, everything changes. And this becomes even more important in later arcs. As enemies grow stronger, flashy techniques aren't enough. What matters is mastery, adaptation, identity. Breathing evolves just like the characters do. It's not about unlocking something new. It's about remembering something ancient. So the next time you watch Demon Slayer and see water crashing or flames spiraling across the screen, remember, you're not just watching elemental magic. You're watching humanity weaponize discipline. You're watching emotion turned into motion. You're watching breath become power. And maybe the deeper question is this. If demons represent losing your humanity, and breathing represents mastering it, Then what does that say about what truly makes someone strong? If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into Demon Slayer's hidden meanings, character psychology, and future implications, make sure to subscribe. And let me know in the comments, which breathing style do you think carries the most symbolism? I'll see you in the next one.